Whether you call them expansions, downloadable content, or just DLC for short, additional content for video games have been around way before that infamous horse armor. DLCs have gained a bad reputation for different reasons, such as being used to flesh out an incomplete story, looking at you, Final Fantasy 15, or as a way to get players to pay for game content or mechanics which could have just been a part of the base game. Yes, I'm looking at you, Sims 4. If you look at the list of DLC for City Skylines and you've never played City Skylines, you'd probably think that it was guilty of this practice of nickel and diming players while holding their fun hostage. Let me assure you that this is not the case. City Skylines, as its name suggests, is a city building simulator which is not afraid to give the player a complex, detailed experience of what it takes to develop a patch of land into a proper city. As the city's mayor, you, the player, have a lot of decisions to make. Are you going to install a hydropower plant even if a coal-powered one is cheaper? Do you dump wastewater back into the ocean? Where should you build that noisy, expensive airport? And should you raise taxes to pay for all of these? This digital equivalent of complicated ant farming is apparently so appealing to the game's fans that the game publishers decided to give their players even more decisions to make in the form of DLCs. Do you want your city to focus on higher learning? There's a DLC for that. Do you want your city to grow its fishing industry? There's a DLC for that. Do you want your city to be a perpetual winter wonderland, including the heating costs? Yup, there's a DLC for that. But even if you just play the base game, City Skylines already has a complete, immersive, replayable game experience. The DLCs are not needed in order to win the game. Each of the late game monuments, which give your city a permanent stat boost, is achievable by just playing through the game normally. And what's even better is, a few DLCs are actually free. Even for the paid expansions, often the base game update will include a few items from that expansion, just to give you an idea of whether the game content would be interesting to you. I'd also like to highlight the radio station DLCs. For those who don't know, City Skylines has in-game radio stations you can listen to while watching your city grow. There's various genres, sprinkled with hilarious radio ads. Many of the add-ons include a themed radio station, but what if you wanted just the radio station? Paradox Interactive said, okay, just buy the radio station if that's all you want. In my opinion, City Skylines has a fully featured, satisfying base game. The DLCs are totally optional, so you don't feel like you have to pay to win. And Paradox Interactive even throws in some game content from the expansions for free. I believe that this is a fair, balanced, player-friendly approach to releasing additional game content. And I hope that with City Skylines 2 coming out later this month, that Paradox Interactive will continue this trend of giving their fans new ways to play the game, while not leaving their base game owners behind.